Again, it's time for the monthly review of February 2023, and yes, I again have my notes here, and I forgot to make a monthly review last month, but it's not that bad because not much happened that month, so I will just include it in this review. So yeah, I hope you will enjoy it. Okay, so first of all, the business update. At the beginning of the month and also in January, so last month, all I did, because I had to wait for my product to arrive. So I had free time, and everything I did was practicing sales, practicing the script, practicing with other people who also want to learn sales, and doing role plays and practicing objection handling, practicing all the techniques again and again and again and again and again and again. All I did was this. Yeah, and this is also how this month started. And yeah, I told you in the last month reviews, I finally have a sales job where I can do sales and where I can make some money that I can then invest into my business. Okay, so this was all I did last month and at the beginning of February. I just practiced sales. And the last week I finally could start with the sales job that I was thinking about and a little bit negotiating about and talking with some people about. And yeah, last week I could start it, and at first I have to admit I really was maybe scared. Yes, I always was a bit anxious whether I will succeed or not. I had doubts because I practiced all the time. I practiced a lot. In theory I had all the techniques and all the strategies, and I knew all the steps of a sales call. But my last sales call was in November. I had one, but before that it was years ago. So I'm out of practice. I don't have the real life practice. Of course I have the training, the role plays, but I don't have the real life practice. And yeah, it's just different. In real life it's just different than in the theory. So I was a bit doubtful, but I really was surprised because in real life it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be, and almost every call went well. And I really was surprised about the skills that I had. I'm not awesome or anything. I don't want to brag here, but it went so well. I was surprised and also proud about myself. And in the first week, I can share it here. I closed 32,000 euros. I currently have a 10% commission, so this is I would say good money for 1 week and also for the first week. Okay, and another thing in the business update, I also want to talk about my e-commerce brand. My products, they finally arrived. They are currently they're still in Hamburg, or Hamburg as we say in German. And it's I'm about to launch a product. I will probably launch in a couple of days. But the problem is, again, there are problems and there are again complications with this product, and they are still have to be or stay in Hamburg for a bit. And when I had this, I got this news, okay, there's a problem again and there are complications. At first I thought, okay, problems again, but okay. After these problems, when I've dealt with these problems and these problems are done, then everything will go well, and then I can continue, and then there are no stress anymore. And immediately, couple of probably seconds or minutes after that, I realized, no, that's bullshit. In business, and probably in this also e-commerce and in general in business, there will always be complications, there will always be problems, and I don't have to have the hope that it will be easier someday. The only thing I can do is I could give up and can say, okay, I will be an employee if I don't want to deal with those problems, or I can simply accept that there will always be problems, there will always be complications, and I just have to deal with the stress, and I have to become the person that is able to deal with the stress. Yeah, I took a deep breath, I relaxed and said, okay, these problems are normal, they will be normal, I better get used to it. And yes, today I'm shooting this video, and I will go to the gym, and after that I will have to fix some problems. Okay, about the business goals. The business goals, I divide this into sales and also into this with my product, because these are the two products I work on currently. I want to make 20,000 in commission next month, so in March. This is the goal in sales, and I want to, with my product, I just want to launch it, to establish it, to make my first sales, and if possible also sell so much that I can reorder the next order. Yes, and invest into more products so I have more in stock. Okay, so my camera went off and I was in the gym in the meanwhile, so now I'm back a bit sweaty, but I hope this is not a problem. Alright, so I think I stopped at, yes, my goals, my business goals. So I wanted to sell the product well and yeah, be able to reorder. And I also, this is my plan that I have for the future, what I do with how I manage my money. That I want to, if I have 100% of the income, I would do a 90-10 split. So 90% of what I earn, this is my goal. I want to be able to put this aside for my business or for other investments in the future. And I want to be able to live on 10%. So I want to make so much money that I can live on 10% and be able to reinvest most of it, because I think this is the best long-term strategy. I don't waste all the money. I don't spend it on meaningless things. I just care about my business and I try to nurture the business. All right, let's come to the general update. I had a longer break with language learning with Spanish and Mandarin Chinese. And I think I told you before, in my opinion, especially if it's not your main focus. For me, language learning is not a main focus. It's not a good idea to learn 2 languages at the same time. I tried it and for me, it wasn't good. So yeah, I decided, okay, if I learn a language, I will only learn 1. And I decided to learn Spanish. Why? Because it feels a bit not good to say, okay, I stop learning Mandarin, because on some level it feels like giving up. But on the other hand, language learning is always like, it's only a hobby for me. So it's not something like a business or anything that I'm doing seriously. I just want to have fun. And currently, if I think about it and if I reflect, I don't have that much fun with Mandarin. And it's not like, okay, you don't feel like it, you just still do it. No, it's a hobby, and in my opinion, a hobby should be fun. And as soon as you kill the fun in a hobby, you start hating it. And if you hate language learning, if you hate the language that you learn, you will never learn it. So this is how I think about it. And currently I feel like I really want to learn Spanish. So yeah, yesterday after a longer break, I had my first Spanish lesson again, and today I will have a lesson later. Okay, another general update. This is an interesting thing that I wanted to share, because last week on Wednesday, I for the first time made over 1,000 euros in 1 day in commission. Of course, it's not in cash flow, so the money isn't on my bank account yet. This is what I technically earned in commission. And I want to share this because I always thought, okay, because in my childhood, maybe if you follow me longer, we had financial problems, I had financial worries because of things. And I thought, okay, if I will make money, then I won't worry anymore, I will be happier, etc. And it was so weird because I made 1K in 1 day, and that day was one of the lowest days I ever felt. The worst days I felt after, at the evening when I went to bed. So I reflected a bit, why is that? Why do I feel so low after making money? Because I want to make money, I want to have money to reinvest it in my business. And I think these are 2 things, in my opinion. I'm not a professional or anything, but maybe there are other reasons. But the first reason is I always had this hope that there will be a happier future. If I have money, I will be happier. And now I earned this money and I felt exactly the same. So there was no hope anymore. So a hope of a better, happier future. Okay, I'm still the same person. It still feels the same. I'm not happier. I also lost the hope that I had that money will make me happy. If this is understandable, I hope this is understandable. The other reason, that day, most of the time, and also last week, the only thing I did was I was sitting in this one room doing sales calls. Sales calls are usually always the same. Of course, there's some differences from person to person, but usually this call itself is the same. You're saying the same things, you're sitting in this room, and I asked myself, okay, is this what my life should be in the future? I wasn't able to go to the gym that day. I was just sitting there, and I think it's just this sitting in one room by yourself all day alone. This is not what makes me happy, I think. Of course, the money is cool, and maybe I will do it for some time to make some money and then be able to invest it. But in the long term, I think I'm a person who needs people around. Not all the time. I'm usually an introvert in my opinion, but I need some people around. I'm not just a person who wants to be alone all the time. And I think this is also what made me a bit sad, a bit empty, because I felt very, very empty that day. Oh, another thing, I shared this in the comments with some people, so I might share it here. A couple of 1.5 years ago or something, I told myself, okay, the biggest thing I have to work on right now is my financial situation. I want to build a business and I want to make some money. 1.5 years ago, I told myself, okay, I will do nothing else. I will lock myself into my room with my parents again, so I don't have any fixed costs, and I will build my business until I make money. And if I launch my first product and the business is going well, then I'm allowed to maybe meet people or maybe meet some girls. And so on some level, I think it was a good idea because I had the focus, and sometimes girls is a distraction, not because they don't give anything back or anything, but it's a distraction to go out and to meet them, because going to a club or somewhere and try to talk to them and etc. This can be, if you're not the best with girls, and I would say, okay, I'm not the best. It's quite a time investment that you have to put in. At that point in my life, it wasn't worth to me. So this definitely had an upside. So the upside was, okay, I had focus now. I hope my business will work well in some days. Now the sales thing is also starting. But on the other hand, I more and more feel this loneliness. I think some of you I shared this once, like when I was lonely, and this video resonated with many people. I feel this loneliness. Yeah, so it also had its downside, so it had its price. So yeah, long story short, I think this was also a reason why I was a bit low and empty and fell down. Because at some point, of course, you want to make money is cool, but if there's nobody you can share this with, it's meaningless. Alright, but then another thing, this was on that day, like after the day I felt low, but on that day, like there was one thing that made me smile so much. This is the YouTube growth. Like currently, like since a couple of days, my channel and my subscribers like constantly rising. If you're a YouTuber, you know what I'm talking about. Like the first weeks and months, you produce video after video after video, and I mean, you're not awesome at video production, but you're consistent and you put out content, and every subscriber feels like a win. It's like, oh my god, a new subscriber, and it feels so awesome. Everybody who has a YouTube channel knows what I'm talking about. But you fight for every subscriber, like, and there's almost nobody who follows your journey, your channel. And seeing this, like, this is one of the first times, or it is the first time when I see like some constant growth, some exponential growth of my channel. So this was when I first cracked the 100 subscribers. I was so happy and I couldn't believe it. Like, maybe it's not so special for you, but it was awesome for me. So yeah, I wanted to share it here. All right, and the quick fitness update at the end. Yeah, I told you I was bulking, and I'm still also bulking. But I also saw, okay, I gained a lot of weight, maybe 8 to 9 kilograms since I started the bulk. And you also see that I'm not as lean anymore as like in this one fitness motivation video. But I also, on the other hand, felt, okay, I got much stronger in the gym. And usually when you bulk or etc., you don't see it yourself that your muscles grow. But for example, the day before yesterday in the gym, I met a dude who hasn't seen me for a while, and he like told me, you're bigger now. And this is also like a cool thing to hear. Okay, so my goal is here for the fitness update. I want to bench 120 kilograms because I had some attempts in the past, but I failed. And so currently I'm just training for that. And once I reach that, I will do a cut again and shred down for summer. And that's it. This was February 2022 and also a bit of January 2022. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for following my journey. Thanks for all the new subscribers. It's cool to see the work that I put into this YouTube channel like a little bit pay off maybe. See this exponential growth. I just can say thank you, and yeah, thanks for watching.